Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 20th of November, heading home. It's 20 past 5. Yes, Mr. Lawless, it was supposed to be a morning vlog, but as it happened, as is pretty normal in the morning, I wasn't particularly in a vlogging mood this morning, so it didn't happen. So I'm afraid you're stuck with the old grey, dark, miserable black night sort of thing. So last weekend was pretty steady, actually. Did a bit in work, not loads, and other than that, kind of just hung out round home. So not a great deal of interest there, to be honest. Work's been pretty much as per usual at the moment. Fair amount of coffee to roast again and pack and ship. So that's all been going on, and got some big roast orders to get on with next week as well. So that's going to keep me pretty occupied, and other than that, it's pretty much just the same old. So I'm just a DPD on his way home. So yeah, he's just been to collect from us, and he's going to make his long way back to Wakefield. Yeah. So Mercedes is trying to outblast me, I think. Oh, he's given up the ghost. I'll perhaps get him on the hill. You know, I know. What I will do is loads of traffic up here today. So, yeah, it's, you know, work's been, as usual, pretty hectic. Herm's parcels, Herm's has calmed down a little bit because Amazon, a few of the things, the people who run out of stock restocked, which makes us more expensive. Just because, not that we're more expensive, just there's no way to actually make any money at the price some people do stuff. Not that I can work out anyway. Not unless we start shipping pallets of it anyway to Amazon and have them fulfill it, which, you know, might be an idea. But the trouble is, of course, you've still got to battle the sort of the price gougers who just literally, if you put something up, they'll go 5p less than you, so they get the buy box. So I've got someone like that with Lavazza paper espresso pods at the moment. He keeps dropping 5p below my price, and then I don't sell it any for ages. So I go 5p below his price and sell a few till he notices. Then he goes below my price, but of course eventually you just end up, both of you, making no money because everyone's just getting stuff too cheap. So yeah, that's a bit not keen on that really. Then what else has been happening? Not a great deal else has been happening, to be honest. Hive blockchain is just steadily ticking away. Pretty much not doing any posting apart from this on a Saturday and the Sublime Sunday, which is just whatever random photo ideas I come up with at the time. But other than that, yeah, it's not really getting any chance at all. Most nights this week I've just been that worn out when I get home. It's food and then crash, just about, to get up and start all over again. So that's about it, really. Nothing too exciting. Oh, I know what is, well, it's not very exciting actually, it's very frustrating. Spent ages sort of last Friday and last weekend trying to update the MacBook Pro to Big Sur, the latest Mac OS operating system, and it just stubbornly refused to update, just wouldn't do it, had none of it. Every time I downloaded, bearing in mind it was a 12 gigabyte download every time, so downloading 12 gigabytes of Apple installer for it to then say installation failed, there's been a problem, and that's it, and then you get no further. I mean, it just did nothing. It downloaded it, and as soon as it tried to even open the installer, it just did that. So then I tried some third-party scripts that pull all the downloads from Apple servers directly and build up the installer to do it that way to see if it worked. And lo and behold, that had the exact same issue. It would download them all, and then it just came up with it couldn't combine them together. And really,
warning,
I've had this sort of issue since I got the Mac Pro with Touch Bar, and I don't know if it was something when I set it up. I did restore from a full backup of the older MacBook, and I don't know if it pulled something off that when I did the backup. But there's always been something, all software updates just never wanted to install. I'd end up having to go into recovery and basically downloading the full new software package and reinstalling from scratch that way, which is
warning, risk zone,
bit of a
speed limit 30 miles per hour.
Bit of a bind, to say the least. So I decided Wednesday I'm gonna go with a new option, which is do a time machine backup of everything off the Mac Pro, then go into recovery and wipe entirely the hard drive and reinstall Catalina, which is what it was on, fresh. It's a completely new, fresh install of the old Catalina, and then boot into that, which I did do, and not set up anything at all. So not set up iCloud, just basically log in, give a username, password to get into it, and nothing else, put nothing else on it. Did that, and immediately did the software update to Big Sur, and as soon as it downloaded it, it started installing, no problem at all. So one way or the other, definitely I had some random issue with something in my system files. I mean, it probably was in the personal data files on the Mac OS, but something in there, some random settings or whatever else, something was obviously causing an issue with software downloads and installs. No idea what it was. So consequently, I decided it's probably not a good idea to restore from the time machine backup, because I'd probably pull back that same problem, because it literally brings all the files back again. And I was kind of like, well, I don't really want to be saddled again with this sort of issue. So instead of that, I set about just manually, very carefully, oh goodness me, picking through the backup and just getting the bits of data that I needed rather than restoring everything back. So set on with that, and on the whole it's going okay. What I hadn't expected is printers have been a complete nightmare. Didn't really expect that at all. Had a lot of faffing with that, completely stuck with my label printer, which is kind of essential for the coffee, and that was very annoying. It just, for some reason, it doesn't want to install the driver. or it does, but it doesn't give the right size labels for the label printer, which is just odd. So then, after messing about with it ages and ages, far too long, I ended up deciding I was going to have to try on the Windows VM, which isn't ideal at all, but at least I could print labels, and then worry about trying to fix the other bit later. So that in itself wasn't the easiest, but it did get me printing labels finally. So that hasn't been so great. Mail, although I copied the mail folders back from the backup, they haven't really properly come back as they should have somehow, which is a bit annoying, and mail looks really wildly odd. I've got way too many folders piled up between each mail account that should be hiding, but I can't seem to fold them down, so that's like a bind. And I'm not entirely sure if it's going to catch up yet on everything. It may be downloading and re-indexing and things, I don't know. So I'm not really sure about mail. It's not as good as I would have liked, but it's not bad enough to make me think, oh, I'm going to have to reinstall everything from the Time Machine backup, because I can kind of live with it. What I'm perhaps going to do is move that back up onto my Mac Mini at home, which I've never used the mail on anyway. So if I can fill out all the mail as it was on there, at least it means if I need something from the legacy history of mail, I can log into that, remote login, and use it. So we'll give that a go. Then it might work, might not work. Who knows? But it'll probably help it. Everything else so far appears to be working okay. A small child in the dark on the road. Not even got any visibility stuff on. Right, so we're now going to go to the parcel drop up here. Brave this one. So go to the parcel drop up here. Do Mr. Ellis's words of wisdom, and then I'll stop it, and it'll be a one take. Make life easier for tomorrow. A bit less hassle for me. Anything that's less hassle is good. So yeah, everything else, as far as I can tell, works. Big Sur does look very pretty, as they're kind of morphing towards the iPad style OS. I don't know if they said they're supposed to be starting to move iPad apps onto Mac OS. I'm not really sure. I think I read something about that. It was going to start.
Warning.
They were going to bring them in, so you can, anything you've got on your iPad, you can also run on Mac OS, as well as you can without a touchscreen. That's the only kind of problem. So yeah, and it has kind of solved quite a few problems. So far it runs, I'm going to say, better. I haven't kind of hit that real laggy slowdown wall I was finding quite often when I was running a lot and the VM. In fact, I've been running 2 Windows 10 VMs with the stupid problem with the label printer together, and that even hasn't managed to cause a big slowdown. So they must be managing to handle RAM considerably better. So it's always a good place to check your tyre pressure is outside the Hermes parcel lockers. Because who's going to want to drop parcels in the locker? Except me, obviously. So we'll do Mr. Nellis. We'll wait for this man to finish filling his tyres full of air. Mr. Nellis, where are you hiding? Oh yeah. Come on, Mr. Nellis. Is it definitely a morning vlog? No, it isn't, Mr. Nellis, to answer that one. So, Minister Nellis says, my things to talk to you about on your vlog. He's going. We'll move because also we're in a rubbishy position because of that car that's parked over there. Right, we're better. Right, my things to talk about on your vlog. Children in need, didn't really see any of it. Means I've been to Roundhay Park on Monday afternoon and Harrow Park on Thursday afternoon. Good park, Roundhay Park, but probably a bit cold, wet and miserable, to be honest, to be going there. The birthday of my friend called Tina Bellwood on this past Thursday. Very happy birthday to whoever she is. Families as they may get together of Christmas as normal this year, and we may go back to normal next winter. I wouldn't bank on it. Mr. Nice, I wouldn't bank on it. Right, so have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. Okay, see ya.